Just a couple weeks ago, Cummins has agreed to pay $1.675 billion as part of a U.S. Department of Justice investigation that claims Cummins installed defeat devices on their emissions software for their 6.7-liter diesel engine. These alleged defeat devices are in their 2013 to 2023 Ram 2500s and Ram 3500s. Now, the reason why I say alleged is because despite the settlement, Cummins has claimed no wrongdoing, nor have they fired anyone at their company. So kudos to Cummins for standing by their employees and not throwing some random engineer under the bus to those EPA wolves. Now, there are other videos and articles that have covered the story, but I want to do something a little different. Exactly how big is $1.675 billion to this company? Cummins builds more than truck engines, and they provide for many different industries around the world. So is this a fine, something they can just pay and move on, or will this end them? Now, long video short, no clickbait, Cummins will do just fine, but I'll give you the data to show that this lawsuit has basically wiped away all their profit from Ram in these last 10 years. So as the lawsuit states, there are two different devices in question. You have 630,000 trucks from 2013 to 2019, and then 330,000 trucks from 2019 to 2023. Since the 2019 model year is mentioned twice here, we need to annualize all those trucks and then reduce the amount by 1 year. That leaves us with about 890,000 total vehicles affected. Divide the settlement by the number of trucks and we get exactly $1,900. In other words, for every engine that Cummins has sold in the last 10 years to Ram, they're basically paying $1,900 to this lawsuit. Okay, so what's the next question? Is $1,900 a lot per engine? Well, first we need to figure out a good profit metric. The rule of thumb in most industries is 10%, and I think this is a good metric for Cummins because if you look at their 2022 revenues report, they made $28 billion that year. And the 2022 income before taxes is $2.8 billion. So that's exactly 10%. So let's go with that figure for their engine profits. Next is figuring out the sale price of each engine. This is where pinpointing an exact price is hard to do because it's not like I can reach out to Cummins and ask them, hey, you guys both belong to Stellantis. What's the inside deal and contract you guys have with each other? But instead, I think it's safe to say around $23,000 per engine based on some eBay prices I've found online. Now that's just for 2023. What was the price for this engine 10 years ago since we've had so much inflation? Well, the only way to really do that is I compare a 2013 Crew Cab Bighorn MSRP to the Crew Cab Bighorn of today. We are looking at a 51% increase in the Ram MSRP in the last 10 years, which by the way is just crazy. And when I did that figure, now I'm thinking about doing a future video where I just show the prices and the evolution of these prices in the last 10 years. So if that's something that interests you, please subscribe and I'll make a video on that. So back to the video, now with a 51% value, do some math, and a $23,000 engine today would have cost about $15,171 in 2013. Take the average of the two, and we have an engine price that was likely $19,085 for that decade. Let's just round it to an easy number, and it's conveniently $19,000. Let's apply that 10% profit figure to $19,000, and we're at $1,900. So Cummins likely profited $1,900 per engine that was sold to Ram during that decade. And at the same time, we estimated that they were fined $1,900 per engine. Now, obviously, I did some small rounding to get whole numbers, but I don't think this is just a coincidence. I really do believe the lawyers on both parties basically came to this agreement. The Justice Department lawyers probably argue that any fine lower than this would mean Cummins would still profit from engines that they allegedly cheated on. But then Cummins would also argue any fine higher than what they settled on would mean they would likely lose money despite providing almost 1 million trucks to support Americans in a 10-year period. So they negotiated and they figured, you know what? Let's meet in the middle. Any profit you made is going to be claimed in this settlement. Now, to conclude this video, how much will this impact Cummins? My opinion is probably not much. If their pre-tax income is $2.8 billion a year and the fine is $1.675 billion, that would be the equivalent of an American making $100K a year getting hit with a $60,000 debt. And as we know, millions of Americans have that balance sheet anytime they pretty much finance one of these Dodge Rams, or if they finish their college degree. So based on, and also not just that, but if you look at the Cummins stock, it still looks very healthy. And I think the market agrees with the conclusion of this video that Cummins is doing just fine. I don't think they're going anywhere. They'll pay this settlement. Things will go away. Maybe they'll sell some company stock to do it, but everything should get back to normal. Now, that is the video. I just wanted to provide a little bit more insight and analysis to this news story than just reading the headline. So if you enjoyed content like this, please subscribe and comment below with your thoughts. Thanks for watching.